I came into this podcast thinking, yeah, it was Mahomes, but I don't want to repeat. And as a Patriots fan, and the year we're going through, the season we're going through, we're not used to this.
You better get used to it.
I think
We're live. Welcome to 2 and 6 Sports Podcast. 2 guys, 6 beers. Sports. We got our local Patriots fan, JP, here.
local. Everybody's a Patriots fan up here.
Yeah, according to you, but the leagues I run in, I
Yeah.
got some Eagles fans.
Yeah, the circles you run in.
The circles I run in, yep. For those of you who have tuned in the first 2 weeks, we've had our local 49ers fan, Milton, on. We're switching up a little bit. We got JP. He's our local Patriots fan / Cowboys fan. He grew up.
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Why does Milton say that? He says you grew up a Cowboy fan.
No,
right?
I didn't grow up a Cowboys fan. They were on TV, so I watched them. I'm sorry, my parents had basic cable in the early 90s. What do you want? Channel 6, ABC, Monday Night Football.
The Cowboys are always on, but they paid for that, though.
They were always on,
Do you know the team who has the second most primetime games since the year 2000 besides the Dallas Cowboys?
The Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fine.
You don't think that's impressive, though? Because from my perspective, the Dallas Cowboys buy their fan base. The Eagles win it.
I mean, I think the more impressive feat is not primetime games or whatnot. It's Super Bowl rings in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I knew what I was in for when I invited this guy on. All right, so
We have facts and data to prove it. What do you want me to say?
we're going to start with the MVP race before we get into all that, because all that kind of good
Interesting topic, too. I like it.
stuff. The MVP race, yeah. What do you got? What are your initial thoughts on the race?
So, I mean, I was looking at odds and all that stuff, and Brock Purdy's obviously the top, which I can't get behind only because his team is so good, and they have another MVP candidate in Christian McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey's a lot more of a candidate than Purdy. I mean, I always say MVP. You take that player away from the team or whatever. What's it look like?
So, all right. So let me ask you this.
Like, you can insert a game manager. No offense.
Desmond Ridder. You think Desmond Ridder, the quarterback of the Falcons, if he was on the 49ers, you think he'd be doing what Brock's doing?
I think not as well, but I think they'd still be winning because they have so many other tools. They have Debo, they have Kittle, they have McCaffrey, They have Ayuk.
It's such a nuanced topic because, they have a lot of talent, but at the same time, I just don't. I have a hard time seeing somebody else running that offense the way Purdy is running it. But I think that's a different argument.
It's a West Coast. It's easy offense. It's West Coast. It's short passes, play action.
Yeah, long story short, I think
McCaffrey.
49ers are still winning without him, but I don't think Purdy deserves the MVP.
No, I don't think he deserves to be. I'm a big gambler, obviously. He's right now currently week, 14, 15? Week 14?
Yeah.
No, excuse me, 15?
Yeah, it's week 15.
He shouldn't be the odds-on favorite in Vegas to win. He's like at plus 300. No.
I know. No, I heard plus 175.
No, okay, all right.
When I was on the way here.
Maybe, all right, then that's more current because I heard that on Monday, I think.
That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy. I still think that if Jalen wins out, Jalen should win it.
I don't think. I think the last couple of weeks have proven that Hurts isn't an MVP this year. And again, he has talent. My dark horse in the race, there's 2 dark horses. Obviously, McCaffrey. I got a drink. I'm sorry.
If he can't hit 2,000 yards total, or some sort of, you know what I mean? Like some sort of crazy stat,
So I went on a site the other day and just to prep because
Sure.
I always come prepared. You know that.
Yep.
They had Purdy obviously as the 1 overall. Dak is in there. Lamar's in there. Josh Allen's in there, and then Mahomes. Lower on the list, and this would be my pick because it was proven Monday night, and I hate this team as a Patriot fan. Tyreek Hill. He's putting up. I know it's a quarterback-driven award.
I'd give it to Hill over McCaffrey.
But if you watch that Monday night game, those 2 quarters or 2.5 quarters he was out, how impressive did they look? How good did Tua look?
Well, I don't think Tua is that special anyway. I think Tua is a Brock Purdy. I think you don't remember, you heard what Cam Newton just said about
That he's a game manager, right?
Yeah, he's not wrong.
What did he like? There's 4 game managers right now.
He said him, Tua. He did name a couple other people.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you take again my definition of a MVP. You take him away, most valuable player. Is the team still full functioning? Can they get it done? Can they look the same? Is it just plug and play? And obviously Monday night, Tyreek Hill, when they went out, they ended up losing that game, and he wasn't 100% when he came back in. And this is going to be a, shout out to my man Diddy. He's a huge Finns fan, and David Fortin too. And this is a Patriots fan talking about another AFC East team. And I would be minus the whole Tyreek Hill, whatever, all that personal stuff, beating his kid or whatever, beating women, whatever.
Well, yeah, that's
I
a
judge
side
people
note.
MVP by what happens on the field. So
yeah, true.
he's dominant. He's setting records.
I got, honestly, you kind of swayed me. I don't think, because if I was a betting man, oh boy, it's just so tough because the Chiefs are so trash this year. So are the Bills. Jalen, our offensive coordinator, will not allow him to get the MVP because Brian Johnson sucks. Dak is Dak. He's the Cowboys. He's on
Classic
the Cowboys.
Eagles fan. Excuses.
Oh, it's true. I don't think it. Well, you know what? I'll just flat out say it as an Eagles fan. Jalen doesn't deserve the MVP as of right now. If he wins out all the rest of his games, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but he's gonna beat cupcakes.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see.
He might pat his he's gonna be like Dak putting up.
We got to
points
see the
on
other teams
cupcakes.
though play.
Sure,
the Lions have to play. The Cowboys are playing a really
Lions
tough
defense
schedule.
is horrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
So
CJ
that's
GJ is
cookie
practicing
cutter.
again though.
Shroud is?
No, CJ GJ, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, safety for the Lions.
Okay.
He's practicing again. So
Didn't he tore his knee up in the preseason, right?
did,
Yeah.
but, he's practicing. Help is on the way for that.
But he's not going to go back 100%. Like those type of injuries are a year. Like he might come back in December. He's going to be like 80%.
I mean, he's an explosive guy too, so it's going to affect him.
The Lions defense. I love the Lions. Like they're my NFC team, Detroit City. But
that's true. It's true.
But I mean, their defense needs help.
All right. So if it ended today, I'm putting my money on Tyreek. I got Tyreek. What do you got? You got Tyreek too. I like that.
Unfortunately, the votes that matter won't do it. But it's Tyreek.
I refuse to root for Brock.
I don't refuse. I just think
I refuse to root for him or the 49ers.
I know you do. I know. Little hate. The Eagles and the Niners have like the Patriots
rivalry.
Colts kind of thing going on,
It's the new rivalry. Honestly, I hate the 49ers more than I hate the Cowboys. Cowboy week.
Wow.
The Cowboy week, I was still
and that NFC hate is the NFC East
I
hate
hate
is
Debo. I hate Debo.
Why?
I hate because he called us trash. He called Bradbury trash. Even though Bradbury is slow, sure, whatever.
But then he backed it up in this game.
He did.
He called
and that's what
he called you guys trash
me.
right before.
And it made me so mad.
And didn't he reached back to say the NFC Championship game was if we have our quarterback when we win that game.
That's bullshit though, because we are literally half of our entire defense is it's a different team. It's not the same team.
Okay,
it's a totally different team.
Okay,
but that's a different subject.
It's hard to build a dynasty.
Different subject for a different.
Hard to build a
We're
dynasty.
On. It is.
It's hard to win,
and you're gonna see how hard it is because you're never getting back. All right, so
we had ours. We had ours.
On to the jackass of the week. I'm gonna go ahead and go first here because yours actually yours goes into the next topic real well. So you can segue.
Sure. Spoiler alert.
Yep. So my jackass of the week is gonna be, I feel like it's dual. It's Patrick Mahomes, and it's Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry, not Tyreek Hill. I'm so used to
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah. Where is he? What the hell? Where am I? What happened here? There we go.
Eagles footage.
So Tony Lyons.
You had to fit the Eagles footage in.
Kelly
Green.
Purely coincidental.
Kelly Green.
Look at Mahomes, dude, whining like a bitch.
Know.
But it was so all right. So it's clearly obvious right now. My jackass of the week is Patrick Mahomes and Kadarius Toney. But I don't understand how somebody like Patrick Mahomes is whining like a bitch like this, considering how the Super Bowl ended.
Touche.
You know, like
I agree.
look at him. What are you doing, dude?
I concur.
The Eagles didn't do this. Bradbury, literally right after the game when he was interviewed, Bradbury said, "Yeah, you know
that third down holding call, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What the fuck? Sorry, my Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so it's Pat. It's Patty. Patty Cakes. Look at this. He's clearly offsides.
Patty cakes.
Yeah, he's clearly offsides, man. You can't.
100%.
And
And,
the thing-
no matter, like, you know, in the aftermath was even Andy Reid got up there, usually they tell us if they're offsides, this and that and the other, and
You're
they
supposed
tell
to check with him. You check with the ref.
you check. He didn't check.
Didn't check.
And the refs that's one of the most lenient calls, saying, hey, we're not going to call it
It should be
unless
called
you're
every time.
blatantly offside. He was in the neutral zone. His toes were past the ball.
He was all the way past it, and it's one of those things where you could have called it a bunch of times during the game. And it should be called every single time. You're
Yes.
literally offsides.
It's like
You're
holding.
offsides.
It's like they warn him, hey, don't do this, don't do this. And I don't know if they warned him or not beforehand, but you just can't do that just to be so blatant. Because what happens if
Look at
that
this.
wasn't called?
crazy.
What happens if that wasn't called?
Exactly.
We're
The
go-
other team would be
we're-
like, "What are we doing here? Why do we
We're
even have a
arguing
rule?"
the other way for the Bills fans and and up in Buffalo.
It's ridiculous. So Pat Mahomes and Kadarius Toney get my jackass of the week. How about you? What are you working with over there?
So I came into this podcast thinking, yeah, it was Mahomes, but I don't want to repeat. And as a Patriots fan, and the year we're going through, the season we're going through, we're not used to this.
You better get used to it.
I think Bailey Zappi and the Patriots are the assholes of the week.
the jackass. But I like it.
the jackass of the week, asshole jackass. Same difference. Same difference.
Oh, they're all the above.
I was actually rooting for them to play hard. Just for Belichick. You root
That's
hard.
a good fan right there.
Yes.
The shitty fans are rooting for a loss so you get better draft picks.
But
It's
you
not a good
root to,
fan.
hey, just make sure you play with passion. And at the end of the day, the talent doesn't match up to the other team's talent. You can work, you can try hard all day, little giant stuff, You can try hard all day. You can be in the game. Right? but at the end of the day, you're going to lose. And I think the Steelers had the ball late, and they ended up in Trubisky, Mitch, good old Mitch.
Oh, he's so bad.
Oh, God.
He's terrible. You know what's crazy? Just a side note. This week's Thursday Night Football game is actually going to be worse than last week's.
Chargers and Raiders.
Isn't that crazy to think about? How could it possibly be worse than the Patriots and Steelers?
A side note on that side note, they're telling Al Michaels, they're like, oh, you're not going to be a playoff broadcaster for NBC because you're not excited. How do you get excited for these games?
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Like, poor guy's 75, 80. He's a
What do
legend.
you want him to do?
He's a legend. Let him call a good playoff game.
Yeah, of course. It shouldn't be an indictment. His calling of a Thursday night football game between the Chargers and the Raiders shouldn't be an indictment on how good he is at his job. That's like sending, like the project manager to go keep an eye on how this guy's knocking a door or something. Like,
Right, yeah. I know.
Fuck,
It's
what do you want? What do you want me to do? Like what?
Like I'm trying here. Like I've seen the 8-1 of the world and all that. So I've seen everything. And now I'm in Pittsburgh on a Thursday night watching the Patriots and the Steelers, Zappy versus Trubisky. It's like, what do you want me to do here?
Total nightmare.
What do you want me to do? And some of the games that were good on Thursday nights, like I think they had the Bengals or Ravens one night.
They were good when Thursday night football was good was then when they were doing the color rush jerseys. Those were cool.
I hated that.
I liked those.
I
It
got
was like
dizzy.
a fun little extra zip.
No, I got dizzy during those.
They were not good on the eye. Like when the Bills and Jets were playing, like the Christmas colors.
Or any, like back in the day when Thursday nights were the Jaguars and the Titans, it was,
I liked the color rush. I thought it was cool.
hey.
I kind of tuned in to see like what color jerseys they're going to be wearing.
to each their own, man.
Yeah, that's
each
very,
their own.
very true. You can't
but-
please them all. But yeah, so you guys won your game,
Unfortunately. So again, asshole of the week or
Yeah.
jackass of the week for me is the Patriots for winning. I get playing hard, but don't win.
No, you
Don't
guys could
win.
have had a chance. Let's move this bitch down to the Patriots. So
Oh,
go ahead. The
segue.
floor is yours, buddy.
What a segue.
Yeah, on to the Patriots.
What do you want to know about them?
You could talk about whatever you want, Patriots, buddy. We could talk about what went wrong this year. We could talk about going into next season, how you think they'll be. We could talk about Bill.
I want to talk about the hate I get.
Oh, this is what he's going to spend
The
his time
hate
on.
I get for defending the wall. Defending the wall, defending Belichick, defending Brady. 20 years in sports is a lifetime. And for a dynasty of 20 years
Very true.
to last,
10 of which he didn't win.
AFC 10 what?
There was a gap of 10 years where he didn't win shit in the middle.
Sure.
Right in the middle of it.
Sure.
Right smack dab in the middle of that.
Sure, but
dynasty.
in that gap,
You did go undefeated in the gap.
we had 16-0 records.
Mm-hmm.
We had personal NFL passing touchdown and passing receiving records, passing touchdown and receiving touchdown records. We had Brady being the first and only unanimous MVP in the league. We had countless AFC championship games.
God damn.
We had 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah, you know what? That's quite a gap.
I mean, for that to be our down year or our down years when we lose in the AFC championship game.
Few Super Bowl appearances, few AFC championship game appearances.
I mean,
16-0.
And then you guys want to tell me, oh, I'm living in the past. Their last Super Bowl win was 2018. 2018. Is that the? I get that's.
Oh, that's
in all relative terms. Yeah, that's the past.
That's 5 years ago.
But we're not Cowboys fans. We're living in the 90s.
That's very true.
We're not Steelers fans. We're living in the 70s.
Not only that, buddy, we're not 49ers fans.
Yeah.
We're not living in the past like Milton.
Yes. And when I defend us, when I defend the most historic dynasty in all of sports, and granted, in the Celtics in the 50s and 60s, they won 10 out of 11 with Russell. The Canadians had a dynasty too back in the day in the NHL, but in today's modern NFL, where parity is not supposed to happen, it's supposed to be all equal level with free agencies and all that.
You guys won with a lot of different people.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, we had plug and play players.
That offense changed a bunch of times.
A bunch of times. We had role players. We made Jabbar Gaffney. He was
the great Jabbar Gaffney.
I'm just saying,
You made Amendola.
Danny
Amendola was nobody.
Right?
Julian Edelman was nobody. Wes Welker was
Edelman
nobody.
was a 7th round pick and a quarterback in college, and we made him a stud receiver.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't even as good in Denver.
Gronk was an afterthought draft pick.
Which is weird. Don't you wonder how Gronk would have done without Brady, though? Because he's easily one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Of all time. He's arguably the greatest tight end. I love Gronk and everything he did, but Gates, I think Antonio Gates or Gonzalez might be better.
I guess it depends on what you want, right?
But I always come back to it. Rings, Super Bowl rings and appearances, and this is where I really want to get into it is everybody hates on me in life and at work, everybody. They say you guys are living in the past. You live in the past. Anybody would trade anything in their life for what 20 years of dominance looks like. The Eagles.
Yeah.
You got all right. When you make it to 9 Super Bowls, they went 6-3, 9 Super Bowls. We lost to the Eagles and 2 to the Giants. If I gave you that offer, if I said, "Hey, you're gonna make it to 9 and go 6-3," what would you say in the next 20? What would you say?
Like, fuck yeah! I mean, it's just the same way with the Eagles fans right now.
You guys can't even win with Hurts. You get there and you lost.
It always. If looking back on it, it's easy for people to shit on it. But if you were to say beforehand, well, would I have taken a 10-3 record right now at the beginning of the season, as shitty as it feels right now, having lost 2 in a row? Of course I would. 10-3, So of course I'd take 6-3 in 9 Super Bowls. But what else do you want people to say? There has to be some kind of debate. There can't be just like, oh yeah, the Patriots are the best. End of story. Like,
well, they are. They were.
Well, it's not fun though.
I mean, we can debate all day, but
exactly.
I have facts.
That's the point. Well,
and you have opinions.
Exactly, but it creates
all the NFL
conversation,
and it's more like you hate us because you ain't us, right?
I mean, it basically is that,
right? Like you're jealous of the span, the 2-decade span we had, and
true.
And I'm going to defend, and this is Belichick's under a lot of heat, obviously, and maybe his time has come. All good relationships have to come to an end at one point.
Yeah,
It happened with Brady with the Patriots and Belichick. It's going to happen with Belichick and the Patriots now.
He could retire with them.
He could, but I think he's going off after that win record. And
so you think he's going to go to a different team?
Who knows? I don't. I couldn't even. I think his ego is so big that he's chasing Shula. Like he wouldn't be. He was on the record saying, "I'm not going to be coaching in my 70s like Don Shula or excuse me, Marv Levy." But
isn't he wicked old though?
He's over 70. He's still coaching. He still loves it, and on top of that, yeah, their offense has troubles, but their defense is still in the top 5, top 10 in the league. He loves defensive coaching. He understands.
Why doesn't he hire an offensive coordinator? Why does he refuse?
Well, he brought in O'Brien this year, but he has no talent on that side.
Yeah, you know what? That is true.
The lack of talent.
He finally did bring in O'Brien. I think O'Brien's a pretty good coordinator too.
Sure, but the talent, like I mean, I think you saw it Thursday night against the Steelers. Like the talent, like there's no talent.
There's nobody.
Like we.
Well, he's why is he GMing? That's the issue. That was the downfall of your team. Scott Pioli picked the teams that won you guys those 2 out of 3 in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't Bill picking those players. As soon as Bill started picking the players, that's when you guys started going into your giant, like, I mean, yeah, you still had success in those years.
Our giant what? Say
gap of no Super Bowls, you know, that 10 straight years of no Super Bowls and, you know, in the dynasty.
But still like a dream of like any other
it was still
NFL
good.
team.
It was
you
the
would
49ers.
trade anything for that 10 years.
Yeah, it was the 49ers of today.
Undefeated year.
Yeah, it was like today's 49ers you guys were for those 10 years. You know?
And you know what
didn't
we
win
did?
shit,
And
Milton. You didn't win shit. Still haven't won shit.
Yeah, Millie. Niners are a fluke.
But I don't know.
And I just want to, like, people are going to hate on Belichick right now. Even Patriots fans, even all right.
A lot of Patriots fans
shtick is over kind of thing. You know, hey, you've run your course. And I get it. I just want to bring you back. Let's take it back.
Bring us back.
Let's take it back.
Yep.
You might have been in diapers.
What year was this?
96.
96. Okay. Was that Flutie?
No. Flutie.
Bledsoe?
That was Bledsoe. They made it to the Super Bowl that year.
Okay.
They lost to the Packers, 35-21. Desmond
Brett
Howard
Favre.
had a kickoff return for a touchdown, had a long one that ended up in a touchdown. But Parcells was the coach. That defense, and I'm just going to name some players. Household names now. Ty Law. And these were all young players at the time. Very young. Maybe none of them had more than 3 years in the league. Willie McGinnis, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Ted Johnson, Teddy Bruschi.
That was the team.
Yeah,
that was the team.
They were all young, and they got ran in the Super Bowl. And then the Patriots ended up parting ways with Parcells after that Super Bowl. Hired Pete Carroll, the rah-rah cheerleader. Ha ha ha. And after they let him go, Kraft spoke to some of the cornerstone players that he wanted to really keep around, which were Teddy Bruschi, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy.
Sure.
Ted Johnson, Willie McGinnis.
Okay.
And a couple others. And they said, we want Belichick back.
What was Belichick doing? What do you mean?
He was the defensive coordinator of the Jets. And then remember that he became the head coach of the Jets and resigned that next day.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I was too young for that.
He left a little note that this is 2000, January 2000, where he said, I resign as the HC of the NYJ to go.
So
and then the Kraft had to trade a first-round pick to go get Belichick.
So he had like a handshake or a verbal deal or something like that with the Jets?
Yep.
So he pulled a...
And then Kraft came over and said, hey, we want you. We'll give you anything you want. First-round pick, no problem.
So now we see where McDaniels gets that shit from, huh?
Sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean... Life lessons. Life lessons.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a great run. I guess if we have to sum it up, yeah, it was awesome. You know, it's like that movie Arrival. Did you ever see the movie Arrival?
No, I don't have time to watch movies.
So it's fantastic.
I'm too busy trying to defend the wall.
So are you never going to watch it? I'm going to give you a spoiler if you're never going to watch it.
Well, you're going to give your viewers a spoiler too?
I'm saying right now, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
It's been
Go
out
ahead.
for a decade.
Go ahead.
So the movie Arrival. Aliens come to Earth.
Okay.
And they get this. The military gets this linguist specialist, and this fucking like theoretical analyst and whatnot, and they get all like the world's smartest people together to come to this alien spaceship that's landed on Earth.
Sure.
To try and communicate with the aliens because no one can speak their language.
Okay.
Through this whole process and just being physically close to the aliens, the people who were there were experiencing multi-dimensional, like their times were warping together in a way, so they were able to see into the future. And what the lady there found out was she was going to have a child with one of the dudes there that she met there, and it was going to be a little girl, and she was going to live until be like 13, and she was going to get like cancer or something, and she was going to go through a horrible like sickness and end up dying.
Jesus.
And then at the end of the movie, we find out that wasn't the past. The whole time we thought this was the past. This was this lady's past. Turns out this is this lady's future. And she now has to decide, is it worth it? You know? Is the love that I'm going to experience for my child and all this stuff going to be worth watching her die? You know? Am I going to still go through with this knowing it's going to happen?
And you're saying, are we going to go through with this 20 years knowing that these next couple of years have been shit?
Trash
Can I
years.
swear on this?
Yeah, of course you can
I'm sorry.
swear. We're drinking.
I apologize. I don't usually.
My point is,
I don't usually swear.
Is you guys went through this 20 years period of amazingness. Now you have no idea what's going to happen. That's fine. I know the time's going.
All right. It's not.
What are you going to do?
It's not
Do you
going.
care?
It's not. It's not.
No,
going.
I know it's not going because
Okay.
we're still on the Patriots.
Okay.
Do you care? Would you trade it? Would you ever trade it all in? If you were to die, so if you're all right,
knowing that we had 20 years.
So
and,
look, all right, this is my question.
No.
Then, going off of that
No.
movie analogy, would you ever trade those 20 years for the rest of your life? You never get another Super Bowl, not even another playoff appearance.
No.
You live till 95 and you
God,
die,
no.
never watching your team win again.
No. I mean, I would say this: if the case was if you won a Super Bowl and like let's say if we won that 07 like let's say this is a better scenario.
Yep.
If you said, hey, would you take the 07 Super Bowl win, the undefeated season, over all the other Super Bowls?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
No.
You wouldn't. Wow.
No. Nope. Want to know why?
Because it's a flash in the pan.
Bingo. It's a fluke. You know,
Yeah.
hey, you went undefeated and you never won anything else. Brady's
Yeah,
not
that's true.
Brady,
Yeah. It's very true.
right?
No, it's very true.
Like who was the quarterback in the undefeated Dolphins team? Greasy, right?
Yeah, it wasn't Marino.
It was Greasy. So, I mean, like he. I don't even know if he's in the Hall of Fame, but like what I'm saying is, I would not trade this crappy time as a Patriots fan. I said crappy, not shitty,
Yeah, it's very
as-
shitty though.
because that's what happened. That's life, you know.
Mhm.
I would take those 20 years no matter what. But I challenge any NFL fan.
Mhm.
If they're a diehard of their team, a diehard fan of their team, challenge me. You would never
I wouldn't. No.
waking up on Sunday morning, back in the day, knowing Brady and
Back in the
Belichick,
day.
knowing Brady and Belichick play, and they're probably gonna win. I like those 1 o'clock. Actually, you mentioned something like, oh, the most primetime games since 2000, the second of the
Eagles, baby.
I don't give a fuck about that. I don't
You know the Eagles are the most winningest franchise since 2000.
in regular season games.
Well, just overall outside the Super Bowls.
And okay,
So outside the one game that matters.
yeah, right, yeah, seriously. Like that's what everybody wants to
still,
come
though.
at is like, oh, we have wins, but you
Number
don't
2,
have,
baby.
you don't have like a Super Bowl should count as like a ×2 win or ×3. You know, that's 3 wins in
Well,
itself.
should be more than yeah.
The Patriots played on the road in the playoffs. The Patriots played against.
I mean, if Milton was sitting here,
formidable
would say that you guys
dynasties.
faced we're in the easiest division for 20 years.
Sure, but we had the hardest schedule because we were always number one. So, like, you know how the NFL does in their schedules?
That's
they
very
match
true, though.
the one team versus another one team in their another division in their conference.
That's true. You guys played the Ravens a lot. You played the Colts
We
a
went on
lot.
a-
You
we-
played all those good teams.
The
back.
NFL always matched
Phillip
up
Rivers.
the Patriots and the Colts.
And you guys
NFL
always beat them.
always matched up. The Chargers were nothing. Like we owned
Phillip
the
Rivers
Chargers.
sucks. He's not a Hall of Famer,
We
by the
owned
way.
the Chargers. That was like the most. the highest competition we've faced, the Patriots faced, were the Colts back in the day, and probably the Ravens and the Broncos when Manning was there.
True.
And the Jets beat us in a playoff game in Foxborough with Sanchez, fluke. And Rex Ryan's now making $1 billion now because he just like spitballing. Like now, you hear Rex Ryan on ESPN now?
Yeah, he's a jackass, dude.
Like he's shitting on Belichick all day, every day. It's like, bro, just because you're in a comfy studio gets to talk shit about the greatest coach of all time, the greatest coach.
Rex Ryan was not all that. We saw what he did with the Bills after the Jets. You know, but Rex Ryan wasn't all that. He's a weirdo. He likes.
But
he's got pictures of feet on his desk at work.
He has an ego and he's
Who does
spiteful.
that?
Yeah, right.
At work?
Yeah.
Like at your desk at work? All right, so we're going to move on.
His favorite truck's a tow truck. You
We're going to move on here to the Eagles.
didn't get that joke?
Oh, God, that's a good one. His favorite truck's a tow truck.
But just to sum it up,
terrible
I would take 20 years. Anybody would take 20 years.
I would.
What we went through, especially in the NFL. One game a week, not NBA, not NFL. Not NHL, not Major League Baseball. One game a week where we dominate in the most popular sport in America with the best player in the most important position in sports, quarterback, and the best coach in sports history. I mean, how do you?
I'd take it. Are you kidding me? If you told me McNabb was going to give me that, and then Hurts and everything after that was going to be trash, I would have taken it. You know?
Didn't we beat Donnie in the Super Bowl? Oh, if T.O. didn't have a sprained ankle. T.O. carved us up.
T.O. did carve you up on a sprained ankle.
On a sprained ankle.
I'll tell you what.
He's going against Ellis Hobbs. Stop.
You know what broke my heart about that Super Bowl on the Eagles now here?
That you had to play the Patriots?
No, it's the fact
didn't play
that
the Steelers?
every play when you guys were on the goal line, this is back in the day when 4-3 was a thing, base defense, 3 linebackers.
Yep.
I remember you guys you'd be on the goal line, you'd be at like the 1 or 2 yard line, and all 3 of our fucking linebackers are 5 yards deep in the end zone. Like, why? Why?
Oh, we also exposed you too. I think that was the Super Bowl that Vrabel got a tutty.
Oh God, I don't remember who
Vrabel
scored touchdowns in that game. To be honest with you, I remember you guys ran the ball in on one drive, on one specific particular drive. I believe it was in the 3rd or 4th quarter.
Probably Corey Dillon, a basket case in Cincinnati, but a team player in Foxborough.
He was a psycho, but
he lined up with the Patriots, you know?
Yeah, but he was a maniac, though.
He behaved himself.
As a human being. I know. My point is,
and Tyreek Hill's the
I
same.
don't understand why our fucking linebackers were playing so goddamn deep in the end zone. I don't get it. When we're on the 1 or 2 yard line, you guys were getting across the end zone before the Eagles were even able to get to the line of scrimmage. That coaching made no sense to me.
Didn't the Eagles the Patriots made the AFC Championship game almost damn near every year when Brady and Belichick were there. Not every year, but I would say
you guys played the teams that beat us in the NFC Championship
75
games.
to 70%. We were the Final Four.
Yeah, and we were in those NFC Championships games every year, and you guys ended up beating the teams.
And didn't you guys, when you needed 4 NFC title games?
We went to 3 in a row.
3 in a row? I thought you went 4 in a row. No?
Not 4 in
and
a row.
And then finally you had that home game against the Panthers. You're like, we're going to win this one.
Jake Delhomme?
Nope.
Jake Delhomme, Musin Muhammad,
and then
Steve Smith.
And then we had to take care of it. The Patriots had to take care of it and put them in their place.
Man, I'm not proud of losing to Jake Delhomme. I'll tell you that.
I honestly think, throughout the 20-year dynasty, and this is debatable throughout the Patriots fan base, and it's a great debate to have over a couple beers, is the most important or most successful or highly regarded Super Bowl win. I would say it's the Seahawks in 2014.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because the Seahawks were coming off a beatdown against the Broncos in this prior Super Bowl in New York City. The game was over by halftime. And then the Seahawks were feeling themselves. They were the toast of the town, right? They had
they should have won. That's why. It's because they should have won.
But you know why they didn't?
Because bad coaching. You guys outcoached him.
And I'm sorry. Who's our head coach back in the day?
Yeah, it was Bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah. And
I
he's on
you're not
record.
gonna get an argument out of me. Bill's a better coach than Pete, that's for sure.
And he's on record saying, "Listen, I looked across the sideline during that Malcolm, like right before that Malcolm Butler play. The Seahawks were in shambles. We had timeouts. He's like, I'm not going to call a timeout. I want to I know exactly what play is going to happen because that's their bread and butter. We practice this. Let's see how they do. F it. And boom, we shut down their dynasty.
That's some Doug Peterson shit right there. That's some Philly shit.
Stop it.
What do you mean?
Stop it.
That's the kind of composure on the sidelines you need out of a legendary head coach.
That's more not X's and O's, but mentality, knowing.
That's Philly.
That's Philly.
Tell me it's not. Nick Foles goes over to the sideline,
Philly
says,
special.
"You want Philly?" Doug looks up at him off the play sheet. Yeah.
Do you know
Complete trust in his backup quarterback. Go do it.
Who was
Get
that
done,
receiver
son.
at the top of the screen? Wasn't he lined up illegally?
Who?
He covered the tight end.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
It
don't
was an
even
illegal
know.
formation all day,
Was it?
but the
I don't
refs
even know. Was it?
didn't call it. Yeah. Illegal formation
Could
all
have
day.
been. Who knows?
Look back.
It's not important.
Look back.
What is important
Eagles
is the
fans
Eagles
are
got-
blinders. That's what they do. That's what they do, boys.
What is important is right now the Philadelphia Eagles are crawling to the finish line. We're crawling there. And you know what? Our as delusional as this is going to sound, you know what our weapon X is going to be?
What? Who?
Rashad Penny.
Really?
Been inactive every week, healthy inactive. Rashard Penny is going to be our white whale. He's going to get us. He's going to drag us across the finish line.
Fresh legs.
Fresh legs.
Fresh
Exactly.
legs.
Exactly. He's been a healthy scratch every game of the season.
Fresh legs.
Yeah. We fucking have not. Dude, it's crazy to me that the fact that we have a guy who averages over 4 yards a carry and we haven't let him carry the ball at all. But
you know what's amazing to me is that you guys have two solid, damn near all pro receivers.
the only guys we throw to. You know, nobody on the Eagles had a target last week besides Goddard, Smith, and Brown.
I was going to say also the tight end Goddard, too.
Nobody had a target outside. 3 people had targets. That's insane.
They run Devontae Smith deep all the time, right?
No.
No? He's a perfect slot guy. He could be your Amendola or Edelman. The blueprint's already there.
Well, we don't really.
The blueprint, Jay-Z blueprint, it's already there.
We don't really use a slot guy. You know, it's funny. We use like our tight end as a slot guy.
But Jalen Hurts needs to learn how to dip and dunk. And you have and you have great running back receivers too. You know what the Patriots did? They made Kevin Falk a name.
That's what we should be doing with Swift. There's just so many things wrong with this Eagles team and the way it's being run.
I think what happened was they got a big taste of success and they're like, oh, this is easy now. And teams catch up to that. It's on film now.
Oh, well, that part's definitely true because some players came out of the locker room saying that we're predictable. You know?
Yeah.
We're relying too much on our talent and not enough on like scheme and everything.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
that's
entirely
coaching.
agree.
And that's coaching, you know?
I entirely agree there. I had a point to make. I'm just drunk.
Is Sirianni like your guy?
Oh, what was my point? I had a really good point too.
Okay. we were talking about like running back, dinking dunks and
God, man, I don't remember. All right. So
that's
Jalen Hurts is
fans,
not
boys.
Playing well right now. I'll tell you that right now. Jalen Hurts is
the gauntlet. The gauntlet killed him. That was a gauntlet of a schedule.
But you know what it is though.
It was. I'll say they should have lost a couple games.
But his jump from year 2 to year 3 was insane.
I'm a fan of Hurts.
But that's the thing is like
as a football fan, you know,
people who have been watching the Eagles the last 3 years, seeing Hurts develop, he made such a huge jump. And now that I think now he's starting to show some of those things that were problem areas for him when he was in college.
Sure.
Not being able to just like read defenses quick enough and holding onto the ball for too long.
But you know what I
don't know.
Like speaking of college, I think like Hurts is he was obviously at Alabama, and then he got replaced by Tua because he got injured in a SEC championship game or a playoff game. I'm sorry. I don't know which one, and then Tua was the reign. And then he still sat behind Tua that next year.
Yeah, he's a great
and then
teammate.
He went in to bail out Tua after he like got snapped in half because Tua's glass.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Diddy and Dave Horton, but he's glass.
At least you're not calling them scrambles like Dan Sileo.
And then he went to Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley and just blew it up.
Mm-hmm.
Wide open deep offense, and that makes people, that makes a quarterback. Like adversity makes a quarterback.
Sure.
And
or the ability to handle it.
And especially
it didn't make Carson Wentz. It crumbled Carson Wentz.
Right. 100%. 100%. And especially in a city like Philadelphia, a fan base like the Eagles.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin in Philly.
100. Oh yeah.
That's why Jalen's the perfect quarterback for Philly.
I do. Like I'm a fan of his. Like I'm a football fan of his.
The Steelers.
I root for him.
The Steelers I think the Steelers wanted him, and if we didn't take him, they would have. Man, would the Steelers be good right now? Can you imagine Jalen Hurts with George Pickens and fucking Warren, Najee,
Deontay Johnson,
yeah, that would be a really good
with Tomlin
team.
as their coach.
With Tomlin, that'd be a really
Tomlin's
good team.
a leader. I'll give him that. Tomlin's a leader. He just
I think Jalen would have won anywhere he went. I think Jalen could have. I think Jalen.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think he has the arm talent of like a CJ CJ Stroud. I don't think he could have done that, but I still think he could have willed the Texans to winning the way that CJ has.
Sure,
You
sure.
know?
And it's funny because Jalen has like talent around him now.
Yeah,
But it's
serious talent.
And I don't mean to go back to the Patriots, but Brady made these. Like I mentioned, Jabbar Gaffney. Brady got his receivers paid. Deion Branch, David Givens, those type of players. They left and got paid.
Did they? Did David Givens ever get paid?
He got paid by the Titans. He left as a free agent because the Patriots were like, no, we're good.
Fools, the Titans were.
And he didn't amount to anything.
That.
Deion Branch left, got paid, came back.
Branch? Yeah, Troy Brown came back. Well,
no, Troy Brown was over there. Troy Brown was, Troy Brown, I do believe, and don't quote me.
Football cars I ever had.
Troy, little trivia is Troy Brown was an 8th round pick when the NFL started 8 rounds.
Check that out.
Out of Marshall.
Was it the 8th? Was it just 8 rounds?
It was
10.
It was 8 rounds. That was when.
Ooh,
so think about it. Brock Purdy wouldn't have even gotten drafted.
Not for Brock Purdy.
Well, no, he would have. I'm sorry, he would have, but he wouldn't be Mr. Irrelevant.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, wrapping up the Eagles here.
What do you like? Can I ask you a question about the Eagles?
Yeah, let's go.
What's your comfort level on them making it back to the Super Bowl?
Not high.
I was gonna say like not from your heart, from your brain. All right,
not high.
Why not?
As for my heart and my brain.
Now, do you think that since they have to now go to San Francisco, if they do end up, they might have to go to Dallas? So right now,
if the playoffs ended today, would be the 5th seed wild card team, and our first game would be in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you're beating Tampa.
Yeah.
You're beating anybody in the South.
And then the second game would be against the 49ers. I think, honestly, we're probably better off. If we don't get the number 1 seed, we're probably better off.
Can you guys win on the road in the playoffs?
I mean, we could certainly win in Tampa.
All right. I mean a real road.
The thing that worries me isn't the road, it's the rest.
But Tampa,
our defense is playing like we're exhausted.
Tampa won't be a road game. There'll be Philly fans flocked in Florida. So stop it.
I mean, it would be.
I'm talking
from
about
that
I'm talking about San Francisco or Dallas. Good luck.
I think we can win there.
Side note, Brady beat the Steelers in 2004 on the road in the AFC Championship.
He's the greatest quarterback of all time.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to compare.
I'm just saying, that happened, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. You'll never hear me
we
debating
beat the Chiefs.
Brady's greatness.
We beat the Chiefs in 2018.
Yeah, well, that was
one of the greatest NFL
I'll tell you what,
games ever.
You shouldn't have beat him. The only reason you beat him was because that asshole lined up offsides.
And they called
D
it.
Ford, right?
Yeah,
was it D Ford?
Was it Chris Jones, right?
I thought it was D Ford.
It might have been. I'm sorry.
D Ford.
I'm sorry. There's too many rings.
Yeah, the asshole lined up offside, so you guys benefited from it.
I'm sorry. There's too many Super Bowl rings floating around my head.
Look, you'll never get a debate out of me. Brady's the best quarterback of all time. So
I can't remember all the AFC Championship games we were in.
Whoever he beat.
Thank you. So you admit?
Yeah, I'll admit that he's the best.
What about Belichick?
Belichick's not the best. He's demonstrated it.
He's all right? Then who's the greatest coach of all time?
Landry.
You won't even like.
I've never seen a Landry game. I don't know.
You're saying that a Dallas Cowboys quarterback with a top hat?
This is my point. My point is that Bill hasn't.
You're delusional.
Bill's done shit since Tom, and he's had plenty of time to show something.
Sure,
something.
Agreed.
You don't have to win a Super Bowl. Just show
Agreed.
us something.
They made the playoffs with Mac in his rookie year.
That wasn't something.
They made the playoffs.
Sorry, that wasn't something. That's not showing me something. You know.
True.
Like if Bill's,
I still think the Pats messed up and should have traded up to get Justin Fields, but that's me because I think Fields with Belichick and McDaniels that first year could have been something.
Maybe,
but
I don't.
Hey, and maybe McDaniel stays with the Patriots.
That's the thing with quarterbacks in coaching, and it's just like you don't know until they go to a second team or something. You know, like we didn't know for a fact that Sam Darnold was a bust until he went to another team, the Panthers, I think.
We knew.
I didn't know because Sam Darnold showed some promise, you know, and he was on the most dysfunctional franchise. And yeah,
Belichick spooked him. Belichick and that D spooked him that Monday night.
He did.
And he was on record saying, I was seeing ghosts.
He did, but
there's 11 guys on the field.
Could good coaching have alleviated that is the question.
You had guys like Kyle Van Noy, who's not that good.
Yeah, he's not that
good.
But
he was on the Patriots at that time.
That's true. Well, that's part of Bill.
Making plays.
That's Bill's defense.
Putting the players in the best position to make a play. Trusting the process.
I believe in Bill's defense. I don't believe in Bill's team. I believe in Tom's team.
I don't believe in Bill's ability to draft in today's NFL. That's hard.
Correct.
I don't believe in Bill's ability to sign free agents in today's NFL.
No.
I have no, this is my opinion. I just don't think he's able to adapt to the new NFL way.
Agreed. I agree. I entirely agree.
He wants that pocket quarterback, which is not the way to do it anymore.
Not today. Not in today's game. Yeah, but when you say it that way, I kind of would have liked to have seen Justin Fields on the Patriots.
Right.
But we're gonna move on to fantasy.
Let's go.
Let's see. I got your team. Where is it?
My second seed.
So this is our league. Boom. I'll put our league up here.
Detroit City.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and point out that I'm the commissioner of the league. Didn't make the playoffs. Top 6.
That happens sometimes. But you made the playoffs last year though.
I won last year.
All right.
I won last year.
And last year, and just a little side note to all the viewers, I was the commissioner last year, and I finished dead last.
You know how hard it is to finish 7-7 after winning the league.
I don't know. I'm 10.
Is that what I am? I'm 7-7.
Yeah, I'm 10-4. I mean, it's poor management. That's on the coach,
dude. I drafted shitty. I had a shitty draft.
I heard you lost the locker room week 7 or 8.
This isn't my friend's league, so I didn't have Tyreek and trade him away like I did in that league.
Here we go.
I traded Tyreek for A-Chain in that league. Tyreek for A-Chain and Godwin. That was after right before A-Chain got hurt.
You had Tyreek and traded him away.
I did. But the problem with that, because the reason I did it was because the week before, he scored 26 points for me, and I still got blown out because my best running back was James Cook. Didn't have a running back. And I had a whole bench of receivers. So I was like, let me trade my best receiver for a star running back who could potentially be scoring me 15-plus points every single game.
And a plug-in.
That's my thought process.
Right, yeah.
Didn't work.
No.
Failed miserably. I didn't make the playoffs in either team.
That's what
either league. You did.
I mean, that's what happens with trades, though. Sometimes 10-4. 10-4.
Fucker.
And I lost. Oh, I didn't lose on purpose, but I just didn't really check my team the last week. 10-4.
That's killing me, man. Let's look at your team. What are you working with?
So, I just want to precursor all this stuff with. This league, our league that we're in. I drafted for flash. Just straight talent.
So I
wanted to go talent.
You got Goff, Brown,
Detroit
Diggs.
City.
I traded
my receivers are
Hubbard's
money.
doing well for you, huh? You fucker.
All right. He's
Yeah,
doing all right.
dude.
He's doing all
I
right.
traded you Najee Harris.
Yep.
And he hasn't done shit
No-
for me, and I gave you a Hubbard.
And you're on record saying Najee Harris is trash, and then when
Yeah,
you
I called
offered
him a
that
broken
trade,
down
yes,
Cadillac.
yeah, and you were like, and then you traded him. I was like, okay, he
Yeah,
must know something
that's-
I don't.
I pulled the Jamie Diamond on you.
And I got Dubes.
I was pulling the Jamie Diamond. I was saying Bitcoin is trash.
It was.
Well, in the meantime,
was
my
it
company's
Najee
buying it.
for Hubbard and Dubs?
Dubes. Yep.
Yep. And Dubes hasn't even touched my starting lineup. And
Yeah, he wasn't touching mine. I
he-
would have had to drop him.
He
So.
touched it when Diggs was on a bye, and that was it. But my receivers in a PPR league, look at them. Look at them. St. Brown passes. Hubbard. All right, excuse me. Diggs, beast. Pittman's a star.
Dude, I thought, I stayed away from Pittman this year because I thought he was going to have Anthony Richardson throw him the ball. And I just didn't believe in him, so I just stayed away from him. I could have
But he
drafted him
did,
like the
too.
fucking 6th round.
But he did.
He did. Yeah.
Again, I went for flash. Like, as you can see, like my bench players, all right, like Pacheco, I didn't trust him, and he started putting up points, and I was like, all right, I got to play him.
You know who came
he's a
through for
stud.
you? I had the opportunity to fucking draft this guy too, and I didn't. Was St. Brown. Ahmad St. Brown. He came through. That guy's a fucking beast. I didn't know about him. I knew the name,
He had a rookie year last year. Like it was.
but I didn't.
I'm not sure if it was a rookie year last year.
Yeah, it was. I didn't
yeah.
think he was going to do what he did this year.
And then what I did was obviously, like most fantasy players do, is match their star receiver with their quarterback. Goff was great in the first 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm worried about him.
I'm not worried. Look at your lineup though.
I'm worried about Goff because Goff's not like he's throwing picks, he's fumbling.
You think it is the
But
old
my
Rams
starting
is showing
lineup,
up?
my starting lineup with no buys, come at me. Like especially my receivers are.
What do you think of your chance of winning?
It depends on the matchups.
Let's look here.
It depends on the matchups.
Excuse me. Only Slim Pickens is ahead of you, so you're in second place.
I like my team, and I think we can beat anybody on any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever it is. It's just if their teams and their players aren't playing crap defenses,
That's tough, right?
yep.
That's the thing about fantasy.
And unfortunately, the Lions during the playoffs next week, the first round, I think they have the Cowboys. So that's
I don't know though, because DK scored 35 against the Cowboys. So if you have like St. Brown going against the Cowboy defense, I
and
wouldn't.
if St. Brown's scoring points, Goff's scoring points because they don't do reverses to St. Brown. They throw
Exactly.
to him.
I wouldn't be worried about that if I were you. I like your chances, man. I'm telling you.
It's funny.
I
'cause
like your chances.
in this league, I drafted Flash. I just wanted to go Flash. My other league, which is a league that it's been around for probably 10 years. It's changed with players and evolved with commissioners. And I've been the commissioner for maybe the past 4 years. And I've evolved that league to we have weekly bonuses. So we give out $50. It's a $250 buy-in. And we get $50 for the weekly high score.
Scorer, so you could be the you could be the highest scorer of the week and loot. Oh no, that wouldn't make any sense.
No, yeah, you win.
Yeah, that would be impossible.
You win.
Yeah,
So and $50 to you. Congratulations. We have end of the year bonuses, which I just paid out this week. It's highest scoring team overall, highest scoring player in a week, but you have to have them in their starting lineup overall. And it's highest scoring. I can't remember. Sorry.
That's hard to keep track of, though. I would think.
It's tough. It's management.
Yeah.
But my league, who I'm good friends with, like a lot of them, they just bitched all year. we actually even have a trophy too. We have a trophy.
Yeah.
And what I do is I order like another emblem at the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and we just stick it on the trophy for the winner.
Nice.
So in the past season's champion keeps it for the year, and then they have to hand it off to the new champion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty cool thing. We're all great friends. Shout out to. I'm gonna name all 12. Ready?
Go ahead. Shoot them. Get them in there.
Shout out to New Wave Out of Business, Diddy, Finger My Waddle, Beat the Heat.
Finger my waddle.
Hold on, I gotta get my phone really quick. I'm sorry.
Finger my wall.
Let's beat the
I like
Heat.
that one.
Crab Socks, Rico. Shout out.
That's got me. Finger my wall.
Turtle Power, Matsy, who got the 1 overall seed, who's a dangerous fantasy player, but he's never shown up in the playoffs, so we're looking for him to show up. Don's Cons, Shady Greg, Zay It Ain't So, Rat Boy Mark, Adam's team, which is my brother and his friend that we needed a 12.
I met your brother, right? He came to lunch that one time at Fireside, was it?
No, that's my other brother.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I got a lot of brothers. The Boy, knee pads. He made the playoffs. Coach of the year, because he had so many injuries, but he persevered. He made last week. He needed to win, and he benched the Dallas D for the New Orleans Saints D, and that's what put him over the top.
Wow.
Coach of the year. He had Jefferson back in. He got hurt. It's Coach of the year.
That's rough.
Just to finish it, Money Badgers, Timmy G, Richmond Rebels, Tommy T, Cedar Swamp, Steve. So we have a great league. I'm stepping down as commissioner this year because I don't want to deal with the bullshit anymore. So good luck to all of them.
Well, it
Love
sounds like
y'all.
it's going to be a lot to
Love
keep
y'all.
track for them. Speaking
Love
of which, I got a couple of surprises in store for this year's Fantasy Work League. So,
Do you?
yep. Keep it under the wraps.
Did Wes tell you?
No, what did he say?
He texted me earlier today. He said, why don't we all put money in a stock or a Bitcoin or whatever, and then the winner takes that all at the end of the year.
Wouldn't it be too late to do that?
No, next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, a little bonus or something like that. Or
And just for the viewers, I was commissioner last year, and I handed it off to Mike this year, and he's done a great job.
Mhm.
You did a great job doing this.
I have some playoff fun stuff planned too for
You
the
do?
people in participating in the playoffs. I got some fun little content creation stuff planned for you guys.
I love it.
I won't be participating in it, obviously, because I came in 7th. Just missed the playoffs by a hair. Oh,
and
I wanted to get into these playoffs so bad. I knew I wasn't going to
you
win.
wanted to dance, but you couldn't. You couldn't put your ticket. It's okay.
It is such a hard pill to swallow. Not even making the playoffs.
And I just want to say one thing. Like we traded. We have some trades in this league which are good. In this other league, we call it the North Remembers because it is what it is. Everybody has such big egos and they're stubborn. So any trade that goes through, they get jealous and they veto. Like
that same shit happens.
we all
in my
just
friends
veto
league.
everything.
Yeah.
Just out of hate. And it's great, but like there's no I don't know what to do as commissioner. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I can't just release undo vetoes because or else you're gonna send trash trades. I can't be the commissioner veto because that's unfair. It's a democracy. I always ask them if the payouts are good, if the weekly bonuses, everything before the
Create
season
polls,
good.
put it in the chat.
I do. It's
out of your hands.
It's a democracy, and if they don't say it, all right, I figure you're good with it, but they still complain in October and November.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And they don't know what's the score on this? What's the score on that? What's the payout on this? It's all there, but they just want to come to me. I'm like, I ain't got time for
how
this.
it goes
And
as
I don't
commissioner,
have time for this.
Thank God I don't have to
I
deal
don't
with
have
being
time
a
for
winning
this.
commissioner this year. That's the one thing I was worried about. I was worried about being commissioner and winning because people would call it illegitimate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Joe Biden stuff.
All right, it's tell me about it. Yep.
Fake votes.
Yep. FBJ. So we're gonna on to the picks. All right, we're gonna go through these rapid fire because we're already at 58 minutes. This has been a long fucker. So let's see. We
got a lot to say, man.
All right, so tonight. You don't have to give me a big rundown. Maybe
Chargers,
just a pick,
Raiders. I honestly like
picking a sentence. Picking a sentence
for tonight.
Yep. Chargers, Raiders.
Raiders because Chargers are using their backup quarterback.
Okay.
Money line.
Is
right?
Jimmy
Up?
G starting for the Raiders?
No, still. But the Chargers don't have Herbert.
So they're both using their backup quarterback.
But the Chargers are just using their backup quarterback.
What do you mean just?
Like
The Raiders are just using their backup too.
Herbert got injured last week.
Oh, you mean time-wise?
Just now, yes,
I'm
just
thinking
now.
quantity.
And that guy looked like trash.
Got you.
Guy played North Dakota or something.
Okay, well I'll go Raiders too then. since I didn't know anything about
Is this
that.
money line or spreads?
Nope, just picks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just picks.
Raiders.
Yep. So we're both gonna take the
And I
Raiders
think they
now.
rally around Pierce, too. Antonio Pierce. I think they rally. Their interim coach, the Raiders.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, wasn't he a player?
For the Giants, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that name because he beat us in the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's why I knew the
Yep.
name.
Yep.
Just wanted to remind you.
Thank you.
So we got the
scumbag.
So we got the Vikings and the Bengals.
Loser.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the lead on this. I got the Vikings. I believe in the NASA intern. What was his name?
What, for the Vikings?
Yeah, the quarterback.
Dobbs.
Yep.
But they're starting Mullins.
What? Why? Why did they trade for him?
They traded him for the flash in the pan, but he doesn't understand the playbook yet, apparently. So
You
they're
shitting
starting
me?
Mullins.
He's
No.
a healthy scratch.
Well, he's not a healthy scratch. He's second QB.
You went from starting to second somehow.
Last Sunday they brought Mullins in the second or third quarter.
All right. I'm changing my pick. I'm going Bengals.
No, you already said it because I'm
Nope.
going Bengals.
I already
Jake
wrote it.
Browning is
I already wrote it.
spice.
So you got we both got the Bengals there. I didn't know you were picking the Bengals, FYI, when I changed it. You just changed it after the fact. So we both got Bengals.
Well, because I gave you inside information
Exactly.
that's public on Twitter.
But you're giving me this information. I'm going to obviously change it if you're giving me good information. So
There
we
we
both
go.
got the Raiders. We both got the Bengals. We're agreeing there. I like it. Steelers and Colts.
Colts.
I'll take the Yep, we're both taking the Colts. Believe in Shane Steichen.
Steelers lost to the Patriots. The Colts didn't.
Well, I believe in Shane Steichen as a coach overall. I think Shane Steichen's a good coach.
He was an Eagles guy?
He was the Eagles' offensive
Yeah.
coordinator last year.
I like him. Yeah.
You see the difference the team is without him. Our offense, we have all these stars and we're not doing shit.
Dude, and Gardner Minshew he could build himself up to be a backup quarterback for like
Yeah.
15, 20 years.
Yeah, Minshew's going to be one of the best backups in the league.
Yep.
For a long time.
He'll
But
make
he's
a
not
lot of
star.
money.
He's not a star though.
Yep. Game manager.
Broncos at the Detroit Lions.
That's a great game.
I'm going to go Lions. I know the Broncos have been playing really well as of late, but the Lions need this game.
That, and I think the Lions play better at home, barring take away the Thanksgiving game against the Packers. But yeah, Lions.
So we both got the Lions. Wow, sir, both picking the same team so far. So Giants.
Well, we
at
weren't
Saints.
we weren't until you changed your pick.
Well, you gave me information and then I changed it.
That's what friends do.
So we got
Saints.
Yeah. You taking Saints?
Yeah. Yeah. DeVito and all that stuff.
I'm taking the Giants. I think DeVito's playing well.
Italians don't leave New York.
You know, they say Italians aren't even white guys.
Well, let's not get race involved.
I'm just saying. That's what Dan Cilio says. All right, so we got the Bears at the Browns.
Browns. I think Browns are a
Yeah.
machine.
They got stuff to play for us. I mean, they're in the
Flacco's-
playoffs right now.
Flacco.
I'm taking the Bears. The Bears played really well last week. They beat the Lions.
There you go. I think
That's our first game we differentiate on.
good.
Yeah.
Good. I think the Browns got it.
Okay.
Flacco, baby.
It's at home. I believe in Myles Garrett.
You should.
Falcons at Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers.
Falcons.
I think the Falcons are the better team, but I believe in the Panthers in this specific game. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
I've watched the Panthers. They're not. They look.
No, they suck.
They
I got a
look
feeling
bad.
about this game.
They look bad.
I feel
One
like
game won't save them.
Falcons Panthers is like one of those games where bettors are gonna look at the worst team in the league. Oh, it's the Panthers, and they're gonna bet against them. I think it's one of those weird, tricky games where like a shitty team
Trap
beats
game.
a mediocre team.
Trap game. They
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, because the Falcons
Although
are.
I'm rooting for the Panthers. I mean, I'm rooting for the Falcons. I'm rooting for the Panthers.
The team you pick.
I'm rooting for the Panthers just because the draft order and all that stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So we're picking. All right, 2 back-to-back games. We pick different teams. I like it. So next up, we get the Bucks at the Packers. I'm gonna go ahead and take Packers.
Same. Although Baker Mayfield, he shows up on the road for some reason. I don't know why.
You want to take the Bucks?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right, we're both taking the Packers there. I don't believe in the Bucks. I think the Bucks fucking stink. Next, we got the Jets at the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins.
Miami, yeah.
Yep. Nothing to debate there. Do you think Rodgers is coming back?
Although I don't know the cover on that, but I think it's gonna be the Jets will cover.
Yeah, we're just picking who wins
I'm just
the
letting
game.
I'm just letting people know the Jets will cover.
If you plan on betting the game,
Yeah.
JP's taking the cover.
Whatever
All
the
right.
cover is.
So we got the Chiefs at the Patriots. This should be
Chiefs.
you know what's funny? We're both taking the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a good game.
I think it's going to be a pretty good. I honestly think, and I hate to say this, there might be a key injury for the Chiefs in that game because the Pats defense plays hard.
Wow. Look at this guy. He's giving us insider information. Might be a key injury for the Chiefs.
And we might run into the Chiefs at the Christmas party.
Wow.
Because they might stay at the Omni on Saturday night. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Look at that. That'd be cool, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Is Tay-Tay going to be there?
Whoa.
Is Tay-Tay going to be at Foxborough on Sunday?
Tay-Tay?
Tay-Tay.
Who the fuck is Tay-Tay?
Taylor Swift.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
You're younger than I am. You don't know who Tay-Tay is.
Yeah, I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
Neither do I. I know they call
singing
it,
one of her songs.
I know the Swifties call it Tay-Tay.
That's fair. A Swiftie. All right, so we got the Texans at the Titans. Is CJ out? Has he still got the concussion?
You know what? I'm going to take the Titans because that Levis guy showed some moxie in Miami.
Oh, yeah, his girlfriend's hot.
Sure.
I'll take the Titans, too, just for that. Next, we got the 49ers at the Cardinals. That should be an easy game for the 49ers.
This is a spike pick.
Oh, spite pick.
Little Kyler is going to run around that Niners defense.
Really? That'd be insane. You could take in the Cardinals.
Dub.
Okay.
Arizona. Trap game for the Niners. Because they just got off that big win. Trap game for the Niners.
Oh, Milton.
Against Seattle. And they just like
you're really making me want to take the Cards too. Because I'm rooting against them.
The Cardinals, they're bad, but they still have it a little bit. You know, since Murray's been back, they've been playing better.
I'll tell you what. I'm still taking the 49ers, but I'm obviously rooting for the Cardinals.
Go ahead. I root against you and Millie.
Next, we got the. It doesn't even affect you if I lose. It doesn't.
Doesn't affect me at all.
That's very true. It doesn't affect you. If the
Just like I
loses
talk
either,
shit about you
both
guys.
in the NFC.
Anytime you guys lose, I go, hey, it's hard to build a dynasty, isn't it? Try doing it for 20 years, motherfuckers.
Next, we got the Commanders at the Rams. I got the Rams because the Rams are playing on fire.
Rams are playing good.
Taking them too? Over the Commanders?
Yep.
Yeah, they have been playing really good.
I think
they've been scoring like 30 points a game.
They could make the playoffs.
Yeah, as a wild
I think they're
card.
in the
I think they
playoffs.
are
Yeah,
as a wild card. Cowboys at Bills. I got Bills. I think the Bills stomp them.
That's a great game. That's a great game.
I think the Bills stomp them.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are as good. The only teams the Cowboys have beat are shit trash teams, and then the Seahawks and the Eagles. Seahawks and Eagles are the only teams that you can say that they've beaten that have been worth it.
I hate both teams. I hate them to death. Bills. Only because they're home. And the Cowboys don't travel. You're right.
Dak's
You're right.
going to be cooking up those apple turnovers. Next, we got the Ravens at the Jags. I'll take the Jags. Trevor Lawrence is back.
Ravens.
Ravens?
I like the Ravens.
You don't believe in Dougie P?
I think this is the year the Ravens run the AFC, excuse me.
Wow, you think the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl?
I think the talent is so down with Burrow out.
That's true.
If they get home field, which they have right now, I don't think Miami goes up to Baltimore.
Smith, Patrick Queen.
Yes, that defense is improved. Lamar's Lamar.
Yeah, but Lamar's Lamar.
Their running backs are healthy.
I don't trust Lamar.
You don't have to. You just don't trust Miami or any, like a Miami team. I'm just thinking Miami out loud in cold weather in late January.
Yeah, Dave.
You know, yeah. You know, I think Miami's one injury away from just collapsing.
Definitely. I mean, Miami's a glass house, but is it the most beautiful glass house in the AFC? I think it could be. I think Miami could be the best. You know what?
Yeah.
Miami's going to get crazy lucky, but I think they're the best team overall.
On paper, yeah.
I don't like Tua.
On paper, yeah.
I don't like Tua.
But is Miami a better team in Baltimore in the cold, in the wind?
Do we both already? We already both already picked it. That's weird. So
Well,
you got Ravens. I got Jags.
Ravens. Yeah.
I don't remember picking it.
Well, you said Trevor Lawrence is back. You go Trevor Lawrence back.
Monday night.
Oh, that's your boys.
Last game
West
of the
Coast.
week.
Is this the end of the gauntlet? Does this count as the gauntlet?
This is the end of the
Eagles,
gauntlet. This is the last game of that 5-game stretch where we go Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Seahawks. 6-game stretch, actually.
And I'm not gonna if it was like the Seahawks at home, not our gauntlet, but they have to go west.
Mm-hmm. I'm not confident in our ability to go to Seattle.
Is Geno playing?
They said that the extra day could/should allow him to play. I mean, obviously, I'm taking the Eagles either way.
I mean, I would bonus pick. Ready? I would take the Seahawks in the over.
Oh, he's taking the Seahawks.
In the
Piece of
over.
shit. All right.
Just say the over. Parlay that.
All right.
Parlay that. Little ticket. Little big ticket item.
I'm not confident. I think we could definitely lose that game. I think that the DK Metcalf, we have no one to cover that guy. Nobody. Slay can't cover him. Bradbury's too fucking slow. Who's going to cover him?
What about Lockett?
Yeah, we're fucked. Our second.
That's why I'm saying the over.
Yeah, well,
even if Drew Lock plays as their quarterback,
I agree.
I think they still.
Yeah,
they're going to score points.
That's the problem with the Eagles right now is the defense. Defense is so trash.
Why?
Because we lost 5 starters. We lost our top 5 tacklers on defense.
It's hard.
Top 5. It's hard at building a dynasty. But I know we've lost our top 5 starters on defense.
This is what being good is about. Next
true.
man up. And you guys don't develop next man up.
You know what the problem was?
Plug and play.
All right. You know what the problem is? I'm going to move my little arrow up here to the Eagles because I got one last thing to say about the Eagles.
Can I rebut?
We're an hour and 10 minutes in.
I know. Sorry. I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
The Eagles in their analytics department is going to make sure that we never have a dynasty. The Eagles analytics department. Because so last week, we could have made it a 2-score game. It's 4th and 9. It's 4th and 9 in the fourth quarter. We're down. It's a 3-score game at this point. If we kick a fucking field goal on 4th and 9, we keep it a 2-score game. Instead, we go for it because the analytics said that we should. And we don't make a 4th and 9 because we throw a 3-yard crossing route pass to Devontae Smith, who's 7 yards short of the sticks. And then guess what? Next possession, Dallas kicks a field goal. Boom, up to 3 possessions again with 7 minutes in the fourth quarter left. What am I talking about? The analytics department for the Eagles is going to make sure that we never ever see more than 1 Super Bowl. We'll get one with Jalen, guaranteed.
You
guaranteed
that? In the next 10 years?
I don't care. Jalen Hurts will not retire without a Super Bowl.
You put your life on that.
Well, I don't want to die, but I mean,
I thought you were Kelly Green all day, every day.
I'd put
Fly Eagles fly.
I'd put $100 on it.
EAGLES.
I'll put. Listen to this.
Eagles.
Listen to this. I'll put $100 for the rest of the however long we know each other. I'm sure we're good. We're good buddies. I'm sure we'll talk to each other. I'm sure we'll talk to each other until one of us is dead.
I'm sure I'll text you if we don't know each other at the time. I'm sure I'll
So this is my point. If Jalen retires in our lifetimes, making a bet on the podcast, if Jalen retires without a Super Bowl, I'll give you $100, whenever that is. But if he hits the Super Bowl, I want 100.
Well, it's 2023 right now, right? Or 20, yeah.
He's gonna win, not make it.
So if he retires in 2036 and doesn't win a Super Bowl, that 100 is worth nothing because inflation's a bitch. So give me 150.
No, 150 is not going to make a difference either. But sure, whatever. If that's what you want to make it.
No, I'll make that bet.
Okay, yeah,
and I'll pay you cash when they win.
Yeah.
Deal. That's on record.
Because they will win.
That's on record.
Yeah.
They will. Okay.
Yeah.
Will they make it?
It's not about making it.
We
made
funny?
it last year. We were the better team and we lost.
You know what's funny too? And I just want to really quickly. The NFL was all about, hey, all these young quarterbacks.
Yeah, now we have shit quarterback play.
Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, Dak,
Dak's not
Lamar,
young.
Josh Allen.
Dak's
on
my
and
age.
on and on, right? Will they include it? But once they get injured, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you know? And you see that more now. And the NFL is kind of, the product is hurting, but the play isn't. Like, people aren't tuning into like a Bengals game. But Jake Browning is doing his thing, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't say. I haven't watched a single one of those games. So, like you said, the product is hurting because I'm not tuning
Like
in.
the viewership, it's like, oh, I don't want to tune into that.
Yeah,
game.
I'm not watching. I
like
mean,
tonight, if Herbert and Garoppolo and they were good, I don't know about like the Raiders, but like, or the Chargers, because they both don't have like
it
fan
depends.
bases.
It depends on people's life situations.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So, like, if I had nothing to do tonight, I'm a football fan before I'm an Eagles fan. So I love football. So I would watch it. I'm gonna go home and play Apex Legends. I'm not gonna watch this Chargers and Raiders game. You know?
See, I'm a gambler, so I will, because I gotta
Yeah.
will my gambles.
I can't.
And think about like if Mahomes went down, if Allen went down, if
Nightmare for the
Burrow
league.
went down, Dak went down, Jalen went down, like where the NFL, like there's only a certain amount of, only a certain amount of quarterbacks that are like top tier now today, and if they go down, the NFL hurts. Like they hurt. Like, you know, it's viewership. It's no, I'm not watching that, especially during this time of year. So, and I think it's all about the CBA, all that stuff where you can't make contact with people in the OTAs. You can't do this. You can't do that. So the product's dying. And one of the reasons why the product's dying is because during the OTAs, offensive linemen and defensive line can't touch each. Like, you know, it's more soft. It's not pad on pad. So that's killing the product. So the players agree to the terms. The NFL makes deals with the TV networks,
Mm-hmm.
and they get billions. The players with their cap now get more money. The viewers, you might lose interest. Like the NFL might dip down a little bit.
Makes sense. We're leading towards a more quarterback-centric league.
And
when the
viewership,
quarterback gets hurt.
in viewership, but not gambling. Because in fantasy, everyone's going to play fantasy. I talk to people all the time. They're like, oh, I play fantasy. I don't watch the games. Like, why not? I gamble. I don't watch the games. Like, dude, I love Sunday, rainy Sundays, these past couple of Sundays, especially this past Sunday when the Pats weren't playing. I don't have to, like, be miserable at 1 o'clock and watch, like, a crap game in the rain. I get to watch whatever I want to watch, and Red Zone just takes me to it. It's awesome. It's awesome, you know?
That's the current state of the Patriots.
Well, they weren't playing this Sunday. What do you want me to do?
That's fair. That's fair. They weren't playing. What do you
All
want
right,
to
we're
do?
going to wrap this up. I love you, Mike. This is great.
Yep, that was a good time. That was a good time. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Shout out to the North Remembers League.
Yep. All you fuckers, make sure you subscribe.
Shout out to our work league. Everyone in there.
Yep, get in there, subscribe.
I'm winning.
Yep. Make sure you guys comment down below.
How much is our
I
the
couldn't
winner
tell you.
get?
I couldn't tell you off the top
Yeah,
of my
the
head.
commish.
It's $1,200 is the pool.
Okay. Does the third place get their money back?
Yeah.
Ondo? Okay. So now we have 1,100 to split after that. Between first and second?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because I felt like third place should get their money back.
I'm just thinking about
Second
future
place should get a
bets.
little something, something.
Just thinking I might put
But
my
I
winnings
wa-
on the Celtics to win the ship.
Sheesh. Yeah, I wanted to make sure the first place was rewarded for being first place.
Hell yeah.
You know, I feel like that's the most important thing. I don't want to disperse it so we all feel like winners. Whoever wins, they deserve to get the majority of it, in my opinion.
If I place, just pay me in cash.
Whatever you want. I don't care. You already paid out, so I can give you whatever you want.
Pay me in cash.
All right,
baby.
so thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Comment down below your picks. You guys think we're jackasses? You agree with our jackass picks? Do you agree with our picks in general? Let us know. Tune in next week. I don't know who the guest is going to be, but you best be sure that if the Eagles lose, it's going to be an entertaining episode. I'll tell you that much.
I might be back.
Yep. Who knows what's going to happen next week? But all right, make sure you guys subscribe, comment down below, and we'll catch you guys later.